What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Judd, and today we're going to be talking 5 things wrong with the Rise of Skywalker nobody else is talking about. Before we go any further though, let me just tell you, spoiler alert, if you've not seen the Rise of Skywalker yet and you care about spoilers, it'd be best not to watch this video. Okay, so you guys are like, Judd, what are you talking about? What do you mean people are not talking about things that's wrong with the Rise of Skywalker? Now, I mean, it's no secret that a lot of people did not like this film, and they had different reasons, and I agree with most of them reasons. Some of them I don't agree with, but you know, there's just these 5 things that I don't feel like gets enough light shed on them that's wrong with the movie. Okay, but we got 5 things. We're gonna go into it real quick. The Imperial cruisers with planet-destroying weapons. Okay, we go back into The New Hope, okay? 1977, The New Hope, the original Star Wars film. Okay, when they go and they see the Death Star, they mistake it for a moon. Okay, you're like, well, Judd, technology has advanced. This is like past that. Like, you're right, okay? You're right. Except the next planet-destroying weapon in the sequels, okay, I understand there's a second Death Star, okay, I understand that, is a full-blown planet. Starkiller Base is literally a full-size planet. It is a planet that they convert into a planet-destroying weapon. Okay? And it is ran, operated, and created by the First Order. Okay, the First Order is part of Snoke's creation, and Snoke is a part of Palpatine's creation. Alright? But you're like, well, Judd, Starkiller Base wasn't in this movie. You're right, okay? But why, if we was able to put it into cruisers, into, you know, Imperial cruisers, then why did we even bother with transferring or making a planet into a Death Star? Why? And they did this 1,000 times. Like, I understand the OP-ness of this. Understand, like, why, if I was the leader, if I was Palpatine, why I'd want this. Like, I understand that. I just don't understand how this makes sense. Like, why did we ever make Starkiller Base? What was the point of it? It's like, I can make this Imperial cruiser and hide a planet-killing weapon. You know, that's something they haven't been able to do so far. Like, these weapons are not very well hidden until now. They're Imperial cruisers. Alright, so that... what's the point? It's stupid. Number 2, alright? Why can we not get backstories on these characters that is not a copy and paste of someone else's backstory? Like, what do you mean, Judd? Poe Dameron, okay? Poe Dameron is a very good character, and I do enjoy him, okay? The actor did a great job. I would like to know more about Poe. I do feel like his personality changed a little bit, and there was a little bit of character development with him, but, I mean, he's a good character. We get a backstory on him. What's his backstory? He used to run Spice. Okay, that's why he's a good pilot, guys, because he used to run Spice. If I'm not mistaken, I remember the original trilogy. There was also another really good pilot. Okay, his name was Han Solo. Maybe you've heard of him. How did he become such a good pilot? Oh, I know. He ran Spice. Like, come on, give us something different. And they didn't do this just once, they did it twice. Okay, let's talk about General Hux now. General Hux decides to be a mole. He ends up feeding information to the New Republic, and that's how they find out about, you know, them looking for Palpatine and how to go to Palpatine, and that Kylo Ren's on the look for Palpatine. That's how they figure it out. Okay, he's feeding information. Alright, a high-ranking official that's part of the First Order that is feeding the New Republic information. Okay, let's go ahead and replace the First Order with the Empire and the New Republic with the Rebellion. Okay, does this backstory, does this character development, does this sound familiar? If it doesn't sound familiar, it's because you haven't watched Star Wars Rebels. Okay, Star Wars Rebels, which is canon, Disney got to choose what is canon and what's not canon, right? So it's 100% canon. There's a guy named Commander Callus. Commander Callus is a real high-ranking officer in the Empire that started feeding information to the Rebellion, trying to be a mole, tell them all the stuff that was going on. See the problem? It's the same thing. It's literally the same thing. Let's go into the Force. Okay. One thing, the Force has always been this supernatural superpower within the Star Wars universe, and I don't have a problem with it. That makes the Star Wars universe. I don't have a problem with the Force. Okay, but I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong in thinking this way, but I've always felt like there was limitations to it. Like, just certain limitations that just, you know, you got Force Lightning. Alright, with Force Lightning, you attack somebody in the vicinity. Like, you have to be standing in front of me, I can shoot lightning out of my hands, and bam, you're being shot. You're right in front of me. Okay? Or, I don't know, a Force Push. You know, there's a rock here, I'm looking at it, you're over there, I do this, the rock goes, shoo, right? Like, there's always been limitations to the Force. You know, I can augment myself so I can jump higher or run faster. This is how Yoda was, like, always walked with a cane, but he didn't need a cane when he was fighting with a lightsaber because he used the Force to augment himself. But he was there. He was within his own vicinity. Okay? What they have done is you can teleport objects, like, across the universe. Like, Kylo Ren and Rey's doing their little, let's talk to each other in our mind, kinda. I don't know. I don't know what it's supposed to be. And Kylo Ren, I believe it was a necklace, I may be wrong on that, literally grabs a necklace from where Rey is, which is miles away on another planet, right? And he teleports it to himself. Like, this is breaking the rules of the Force, the rules of the universe, the rules that George Lucas has put place. And then, on top of that, we got Force healing. Okay, like, I understand Baby Yoda can do this in The Mandalorian, but I'm not going to be talking about that. I'm not a fan of that either. But let's look into Force healing, okay? What's wrong with Force healing? I don't know. Maybe if Force healing would have existed, Darth Vader's never created. You're like, what do you mean, Judd? Well, let's look. Alright. The story of Anakin Skywalker and how he goes to the dark side. Alright. The first step to him going to the dark side is his mother is still alive, but she's being beaten by Tusken Raiders on Tatooine. Okay, this is Attack of the Clones, the second movie, second one in the prequel. All right, his mother is dead. His mother is dying, and his mother dies in his arms. Okay, so if Force healing would have been a thing, he wouldn't have had to go all crazy on the Tusken Raiders, which was his first step to go into the dark side. But not only then is this another thing that Force healing could have prevented. Alright? The final step to him going over to the dark side, alright, is he gets visions of Padme dying in childbirth. Okay? So, I don't know. he went to the dark side so he could save Padme's life? I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's not what he went to the dark side for, and maybe he didn't want to save Padme after all. And the prequels, the only way to do that was to join the dark side, because the whole Plagueis, Sidious kind of thing. The dark side can do this, but it's a light side technique, a light side of the Force to save somebody's life, to heal them. Anakin went to the dark side to prevent somebody from dying. So I don't know, maybe this ruins the whole Skywalker trilogy. Maybe we should take the Rise of Skywalker and change it to the Fall of the Skywalker trilogy. Number 4. This is kind of the Force too. I mean, it is the Force, but I decided to put this in its own category. Force Ghost. Okay, once again, we're breaking rules that have been established. Alright, let's go into The Empire Strikes Back. Alright, best Star Wars movie in my opinion. I loved it. But Luke is gonna go confront Vader. Right? Obi-Wan Kenobi, a Force Ghost, mind you, he is a Force Ghost at this point, says, if you confront Vader, I cannot help you. Force Ghosts have never been able to interact with the universe. I mean, they've been able to communicate, but they can't pick up a rock, for example. They've never been able to do this. They've never been able to touch somebody. They can't go hug, whoever. Like, they can't interact, right? I think you guys understand. Like, this has always been a thing. I mean, it's not just you have Yoda's Force Ghost, you have Obi-Wan Kenobi's Force Ghost, Qui-Gon Jinn's Force Ghost, if you watch the Clone Wars. Like, these are rules that have been established in the Star Wars universe. Well, go ahead and throw that out the window. Rey throws a lightsaber, and here come Luke Skywalker's Force Ghost to catch it. Why? Like, I understand what they wanted to do. Basically, I feel like this was J.J. Abrams saying, hey, let's throw shade at Rian Johnson, because in The Last Jedi, Rey hands the lightsaber over to Luke Skywalker, and he throws it behind him and says, I'm a grumpy old man, Jedi need to die, so on, so on. Like, I understand the point of it, like, why it's done, but to me, that does not belong. Like, that's not part, like, I know it's something small and stupid, but to me, it's not stupid. Like, why? What was the point of this? Force Ghost, man. Force Ghost. Then we go over, final thing, Princess Leia dying. Like, well, they had to kill off Princess Leia. Carrie Fisher died 3 years ago. They had to kill off the character. And, I don't disagree with that. I don't have a problem with Princess Leia dying. Okay, but the way she died, she literally reached out to the Force to talk to Kylo. Tell him a little bit, saying, hey, be a good boy, so on, so on. It literally took Luke Skywalker, which I don't agree with this either. Don't get me wrong. But this is another... Oh my God. Luke Skywalker literally had to project himself across the universe light years away. And it killed him. I don't like the whole Force projection thing, but it killed him, Now, Leia just reaches out to the Force, doesn't project her body, her image, or anything like that. She's just, using her mind to talk to someone else's mind. And it kills her? Am I the only one that sees the problem with this? I mean, maybe she didn't know how to do this, and that's why I killed her, you would say. Except for she did it again and it didn't kill her. The Empire Strikes Back, the Cloud City, right? Luke Skywalker gets his hand cut off by Darth Vader. He falls down the shaft in Cloud City, and he's hanging on to the end, and then Leia and Luke talk to each other through the Force, and that's how Leia knows where Luke is, so the Millennium Falcon can come pick him up. She didn't die. Because this is a rule that's been established. Like, that doesn't kill you, okay? Darth Vader, in the same movie, mind you, reaches out through the Force and talks to Luke, and says, hey, come back here, you can join the dark side. It didn't kill Darth Vader. Like, why is this, like, killing people now? Is it because she's not strong with the Force, or what? I don't know, man. I wasn't a big fan of the Rise of Skywalker. I've seen a ton of reviews, but these are 5 things I didn't see people really touching on that I felt that was terrible. I do plan on doing some reviews of some other films, other TV series. We'll probably do The Witcher sometime this week. We're probably going to do some more gaming stuff this week as well. But if you guys did enjoy it, you guys make sure to leave a like on the video. If you didn't like it, I understand. You know, dislike the video, leave me a comment. I have a question for you guys though. Do you guys agree with this? Do you guys disagree? What are some of the flaws that maybe I didn't mention that no one else has mentioned with the Rise of Skywalker? You guys leave it in the comment below, okay? Until next time, I hope you guys have a very good week.